Hi guys, let's study the group chemistry of halogens. It's going to be a very small lecture because there is only very small part of halogen chemistry that's involved in NCERT and NEET syllabus. Now when it comes to P block in general, the questions will come only from NCERT, but many of them are memory based. Now in this lecture, I have chosen the ones that are important for you. There are reactions given in NCERT book that I have not included in this lecture because those are not based on periodicity and pure memory, and very rarely they ever come. வந்தாலும் IIT JEE ல தான் நிறைய வாட்டி வருது. நீட்ல வந்து வரது எல்லாமே pattern based இருக்கும். I have tried to cover almost all of it, and also I have sent you guys the notes of this one through our WhatsApp group. Now when you look at halogens, we know the basic halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Now the last one here is a synthetic isotope synthesized in Russia. Most of the synthetic isotopes are usually synthesized in Russian laboratory. It's named after the state of Tennessee. It's called tennessine. Now here fluorine and chlorine are gases which we already know. As the molecular mass increases, the interatomic attraction increases, they tend to become solid over a period of time. Here when you see iodine and astatine are solid. Bromine is something that you want to remember. Along with mercury, bromine and mercury are the only liquids in the periodic table. But if the room temperature is considered above 28 degrees Celsius, then also gallium is a liquid. Now, couple of things that we already know. Halogen means salt producers. That's what the name means. Halos means salt. Gens means generation producers. They are highly reactive, and we know they are non-metals. The reason they are highly reactive is by gaining one electron, they become inert gas. So they really want to become inert gas. Now the general configuration we know: NS2, NP5, and as always, the first group member has anomalous behavior. The anomalous behavior of fluorine is much more pronounced than the anomalous behavior of oxygen or nitrogen. The main reason anomalous behavior happens is extremely small size and lot of electrons. Imagine nitrogen and oxygen and fluorine வரும்போது size இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாயிடுச்சு, electron அதிகமா இருக்கு. So it's much more pronounced. Because of that, the fluorine bond is extremely weak. Can we also say the bond is weak, so it easily breaks, more reactive, and fluorine is more reactive, and fluorination of organic compounds is extremely violent for this reason. Electron gain enthalpy of fluorine is lower than chlorine. We know this. And it has very smaller enthalpy of dissociation. That's what I said. The bond weaker irukanaala, you don't need to put a lot of energy. It dissociates easily. And it forms only one oxo acid, whereas the other members form multiple array of oxo acid. Couple of things we want to know. The ores of fluorine and chlorine are given here. It match the following la varalam. Cryolite is the most important one you want to remember, because this is also used in metallurgy. Extraction of aluminum, we use cryolite for two reasons. It is used as a flux. Flux increases ionic conductivity, and also it is used to reduce the melting point of the mixture. So you want to remember cryolite, and here AlF6, Al is 6 coordinate octahedral complex. Fluorapatite is a calcium salt. Along with hydroxyapatite, this is what is present in our tooth enamel. Hydroxyapatite is the most common one, very little of fluorapatite. Fluorapatite develops over a period of time in tooth enamel. If your water naturally contains fluorine, or fluorine is being added, or your toothpaste has fluorine in it. Try not to memorize the compounds. உங்களுக்கு match the following la கேட்க போறாங்க, இல்லனா வந்து out of the best choice கேட்க போறாங்க. So you don't need to know exact composition, just know what the ores are made of: calcium, phosphorus, something like that. Now this is important because A gives you B, B gives you C, C is a greenish yellow gas. In the mara kekradnala, you want to remember all this. Now as always, we look into physical properties. As we move down the group, shell is being added, so radius increases. Not a big deal, easy to remember. Radius அதிகமாக ionization energy கம்மியாகும். So this is simple. Electronegativity always decreases down the group. Here I was specific to put that all of them until iodine are greater in electronegativity compared to hydrogen. So it is going to be X minus and H plus acids. Melting point, boiling point density as you go down increases as expected. Electron gain enthalpy, you want to remember, fluorine is less than chlorine. Now here go back to your lecture in nitrogen group, oxygen group and fluorine group. See where the electron gain enthalpy is placed. Oxygen edutha, it is not only less than sulfur, it is actually less than all of them. Whereas fluorine is only less than the second member. Okay, you want to remember that. The bond dissociation energy, as I said here, anomalous behavior of fluorine. So as you go down, bond dissociation energy should decrease. ஏன்னா size பெருசாக bond length அதிகமாக ஈஸியாக உடைக்கலாம். So chlorine, bromine and iodine behave as we expect. Fluorine size சின்னதாக இருக்குது, bond dissociation energy அதிகமாக இருக்கணும். ஆனால் electron repulsion இருக்கனால எதிர்பார்த்ததோட கம்மியாக இருக்கும். And you want to know the placement where it is. It's between bromine and iodine. It is not going to be lower than iodine, that's all. Oxidation state, -1 is common for all of them because they can gain 1 electron when it is with a less electronegative element, but the other ones are simple. By losing electrons you can get +1 to +7. Fluorine does not get plus oxidation state because it's extremely electronegative. Now oxidizing nature of halogen, you see there is a lot of information here, but actually it's very simple. In the particular set நம்ம classல பார்த்திருக்கோம். Halogens want to gain electrons, so they want to gain electrons means they want to get reduced, so they are oxidizing agents. So they are oxidizing agent, and also we know fluorine மேல இருக்கு, highly electronegative, so it wants to gain more than chlorine, more than bromine and more than iodine. This is as expected. Now reducing agent வந்து opposite strength இருக்கும். So in class I have told you this. Now when you have a given OA and a RA, so remember this, we drew in class this way. It will react, fluorine will react with all these three. Iodine will not react with anybody, bromine will react with iodine only. Chlorine will react with bromine, Br minus and I minus. That's what this means basically. Who can react with who? A strong OA will react with a strong RA to give the corresponding ones. This we electrochemistry லையும் பார்த்திருக்கோம், redox லையும் பார்த்திருக்கோம். You want to be able to remember that. Fluorine will react, and the way the question can be worded is fluorine is an oxidizing agent, meaning it can oxidize Cl minus, Br minus or I minus. But chlorine can only oxidize Br minus and I minus. It cannot. In the relation வந்து impossible. Okay, that's what this means. Now E0 value, we have seen this in the table நம்ம பார்த்திருக்கோம். Fluorine is extremely high. Now when you look at it, what all do we know? Atomization energy. So if you see, atomization energy is highest for chlorine. Previous slide லே பார்த்தோம். Fluorine is extremely easy to break. Atom ஆகிறது easy because anomalous behavior. So atomization energy is low. Endothermic. Exothermic la chlorine is the highest one. Electron affinity, and also we are talking about electron gain enthalpy. You don't need to remember any of the values. Pattern மட்டும் தான் பார்க்கணும். Hydration energy நீங்க ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்க வேண்டாம். What you want to know, look at it. Fluorine has very high charge density, F minus, so very high hydration energy, exothermic. So overall, as a process, fluorine loves to be an oxidizing agent. So accordingly, the E0 values are there. The formation of hydrated ions happens much more easily at the top of the group. So this is a combination of all the chemistry we have learned so far. Here, reaction of water is given in NCERT book. No need to worry about remembering them. Just know that fluorine can oxidize water and the product வந்து O2 வரும். But bromine, chlorine and iodine are not very strong. Oxygen is stronger than them. So in terms of oxidizing agent capacity, fluorine and then oxygen and then the remaining. So when you look at X2, that is chlorine or bromine, they cannot form O2. And O2 form ana, அது strong. So let's put it this way. If chlorine reaction gives O2, O2 will again oxidize Cl2. So you end up forming HOX. With iodine, iodine is extremely weak. See, it is extremely weak that it doesn't react with water. If it reacts with water, look at this, iodine plus water gives you this. This reaction, reverse reaction is more favorable actually. So iodine reacts the least. You don't have to remember all of them, just know the order, that is enough. Fluorine மட்டும் O2 கொடுக்கும், மற்றதெல்லாம் O2 கொடுக்காது. Iodine will not even react. Remember it this way, that is more than enough. They are not going to ask you to write as a summary. As always, the reactivity first we see is with hydrogen. This is much simple chemistry. We know the corresponding hydrohalic acids. All of these are hydroiodic, hydrochloric, hydrobromic, all those. Melting point and boiling point order ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும். HF is a variant here, other ones are as expected. கீழே போக போக melting and boiling point அதிகமாகணும். ஆனால் HF is a variant because of hydrogen bonding. Bond length is very very simple. Bond length அதிகமாக acidity அதிகமாகும். ஏன்னா ஈஸியாக உடைக்கலாம் bond. We have seen that. Bond length அதிகமாக dissociation enthalpy is less. ஈஸியாக உடைச்சிடலாம். அப்போ HI has the lowest dissociation enthalpy, HF has the highest dissociation enthalpy. pKa is inverse of acidity, so we know that HI is a strong acid, so it has the lowest pKa. It's a very strong acid actually. React with oxygen is very simple. Now fluorine alone gives OF2 and O2Cl2, and these are fluorides, not oxides, because fluorine is more electronegative. It gets the IDE suffix. Chlorine to iodine, they end up getting oxidized. They can show a variable oxidation state of +1 to +7. And we have seen this in chemical bonding. Many examples we have done shapes and all that. You don't need to remember which ones. For example கொடுத்தா you should be able to know ClO அந்த மாதிரி கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா என்ன oxidation numberல இருக்குன்னு தெரியணும் உங்களுக்கு அவ்வளவுதான். You want to remember this. The stability of oxide in general, iodides are more stable than oxychlorides or oxides of chlorine, which are greater than oxides of bromine. It's a combination of factor. Okay, here. Now, very simply, polarization of ion is the reason. Iodine can be usually polarized. Higher oxides tend to be more stable. Again, because of polarization. Higher oxide இருக்கும்போது polarization நல்லா இருக்கும். So, they are more covalent. For Jan's rule. Reactivity towards halogens, because we are talking about halogen reacting with the halogen will give you an interhalogen compounds. இதில் வந்து X and X prime are two different halogens. Here be very careful. X is the larger size halogen. அதுதான் central atom இருக்கும். Chemical bonding பார்த்திருக்கோம். Larger atom, less electronegative is the central atom in general. We will see this in the last slide actually. We will study a little bit of interhalogen compounds. The second member is the most important one here, chlorine. Preparation of chlorine, NCERT book gives certain reactions, but they have never come in neat. Plain memory, no pattern there, so I have not included them. We want to remember the name reactions, particularly match the following varum. Deacon process. And remember deacon process, catalyzing CuCl2. Electrolysis of brine we have already seen, salt water. Your seawater is also a brine solution, roughly about 2.5% of the seawater by mass is NaCl. At electrolyze panna, chlorine and hydrogen are liberated. Hydrogen at the cathode, chlorine at the anode. You can also electrolyze NaCl molten, you get Na and Cl2. Some important reactions are given. This is important உங்களுக்கு இப்படியே வரும் எக்ஸாம்ல. What happens to chlorine when reacts with NaOH, cold dilute and hot concentrated? You want to remember. Look, remember it this way. Hot and concentrated is much more oxidizing. Okay. So NaCl ரெண்டுத்துலயுமே common, water ரெண்டுத்துலயுமே common, except hot and concentrated will give you a higher oxidation state Cl compared to cold and dilute. NaOCl, NaClO3. Okay, that's all you want to remember. Otherwise, they won't ask. It's straightforward memory based reaction. This reaction is important. We have already seen this in our S block, calcium chemistry. Bleaching powder, slaked lime with chlorine will give you CaOCl2. Now, a mixture of all this formula you want to remember, bleaching powder. Bleaching powder, day to day, you know that what we use it for. I don't have to go in detail. Now, in the reaction, NCERT no need to memorize. Look at it this way. Chlorine is an oxidizing agent, we saw. So, it will end up oxidizing whoever you give you. The sulfuric acid is oxidized. Sulfur is already oxidized. So, ferrous sulfate will become ferric sulfate. So, iron is getting oxidized. Here, sulfur is in less oxidation number, in higher oxidation number, +6. So, it is getting oxidized. Similarly, SO2 can be oxidized by chlorine to SO3. Now, sulfur chemistry the SO2 reducing agent now chlorine oxidizing agent. So, chlorine will become Cl minus, SO2 will become SO3. SO3 plus water will give you H2SO4. Iodine, obviously we know that iodine is not going to be an oxidizing agent, it will be a reducing agent, gets oxidized. So chlorine becomes HCl. இது எல்லாத்துலயுமே chlorine HCl. Iodine will not get oxidized completely. Complete oxidation HiO4 வரும். HiO4 is a very powerful oxidizing agent. Okay, so you don't get HiO4, you get HiO3. This is the way you want to remember. Memorize பண்ணாதீங்க. Have a look at it. Examல வந்தா you can actually get the best answer possible based on periodic properties. Oxyacids of halogens are given here. Now here, as we mentioned in the second slide, fluorine forms only one oxyacid. In the name lang ஞாபகம் இருக்கணும். Hypo means less, halus, halic, higher oxidation. Per means you have more oxygen. Hypo means less oxygen or more hydrogen. Per means more oxygen. Now இதோட ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் எல்லாமே நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கோம். And also we have seen certain things. We also know which is the stronger acids here. HClO4 is going to be stronger than HClO3, stronger than HClO2, stronger than HOCl because of higher oxidation number, more acidic. We have known that also. Also we know that HClO4 is stronger than HbRO4 than HiO4. Hydrohalic acid la வந்து bond length முக்கியம். இங்க ZOH concept. Okay, I have taught you ZOH concept. Less electronegative iodine will not pull electrons, so HiO4 is not as acidic as HClO4. There is nothing much to it. This is all that will come. Mostly in the acids or the chemistry எல்லாமே வந்து chemical bonding la தான் வரும் உங்களுக்கு. The last property of halogen is interhalogen compounds. One halogen combines with another halogen to give you the corresponding series depending on condition. There is no condition that you have to remember. Just know that two of them will combine to give you this. The central atom is the largest size halogen, meaning most prominently iodine, if not iodine, bromine most of the time. Halogen are non-metals. So non-metal bond வந்து covalent தான் இருக்கணும் உங்களுக்கு. All of these are solids or liquid except ClF. It's very simple. The simplest interhalogen compound should be chlorine and fluorine. மேல இருக்கிற ரெண்டுத்துலயும். And molecular mass is low, so it's a gas. Everything else is solid or liquid. The lower you keep going down, it will become a solid. Molecular mass is high. For example, you can look at it this way. XX prime 7 is higher molecular mass than XX5 prime, so it will be a higher in melting point, higher in boiling point, most likely to be a solid. These are more reactive than halogens. எதனாலனா halogen இருக்கும்போது proper zero electron negativity difference covalent compound, but here it is not zero electron negativity difference, so these are more reactive except fluorine. Fluorine is zero electronegative difference, F and F, but anomalous behavior, okay, because of the fluorine is more reactive. Similarly, the bond, when you look at it, XX prime bond is weaker than XX bond. Overlap, it's not same orbitals, right? Chlorine is 3p, bromine is 4p. So rendu overlap பண்ணா chlorine bromine ஓட weaker இருக்கும். These bonds are weaker than the XX bond except fluorine bond is weaker, anomalous behavior again. Now hydrolysis of this is given. We want to look at them இதே ஆர்டர்ல பார்த்துக்கலாம். The X prime is the more, let's look at it here. X prime is the smaller size halogen, correct? Smaller size halogen means more electronegative. More electronegative will always give you HX. Remember it that way. They're extremely electronegative, so they will be minus sign. இது எல்லாமே minus. இதில் இருக்கிற X எல்லாமே positive sign, correct? So less electronegative will become positive. More electronegative become negative. Don't try to memorize again. Do logically. இல்ல x prime 3 prime 5 prime இந்த மாதிரினா look at it. அப்போ இந்த x ஓட oxidation number அதிகமா இருக்கணும், correct? இதுல 7 இருக்குன்னா இது 7 minus, அப்போ இது 7 plus. Accordingly the corresponding oxy acids will follow. Okay, so remember it that way. No need to memorize this. That is it for the chemistry of halogens. Just looking briefly at the inert gas chemistry, there is not much we have to see here. We need to know them. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. We know this right on. Oganessian is named after Russian-Armenian chemist Yuri Oganessian. He actually was pioneer in synthesizing a lot of these elements. There's only 2 elements named after living people. Okay, Einsteinium, all this, borium, all that is named after the person is dead. but there's only two named after living chemists. One is Yuri Oganessian, second is Seaborgium, after Seaborg. Now, property wise, கீழே போக போக molecular mass அதிகமான melting point, boiling point density எல்லாமே அதிகமாகும் as expected, so we don't need to worry about it. The only thing you want to know is electron gain enthalpy order. கீழே போக போக electron gain enthalpy கம்மியாகும் as you expected, but the first member helium has no space to put electron, so it has the lowest electron gain enthalpy of all. The first compound, people have tried it for a long time, but the first one was synthesized by Neil Bartlett from University of British Columbia in Canada, one of the most beautiful places in the world, British Columbia. He studied the red compound O2 plus PTF6 minus, and what he saw was inge O2 plus irukku. O2 plus comes from O2. O2 giving you, maybe I'll write it down here. O2 gives you O2 plus. So what do we call this? Ionization energy. This ionization energy is very similar to xenon giving you Xe plus. So if this is possible, this should be possible. Based on that postulate, he was able to synthesize this compound. This is the first compound of inert gas. It's also a red solid. Remember the compound formula vandudana varum. Idhula vandu the fundamental is O2 going to O2 plus has the same ionization energy as Xe going to Xe plus. We want to remember that as well. This used to come in Ames, has not come in NEET. Nevertheless, remember it now. NCERT book gives a lot of chemistry about xenon fluorine compounds, but we have studied this in our chemical bonding. Basically, xenon plus fluorine gives you all the possibilities. Now, valency veche sollalam, XeF2 is possible, XeF3 is impossible. Now, we have studied all this and also xenon oxyfluorides, and we have known all the structures. These are important. Okay, they come match the following vandirukku the structures la. You should be able to get it faster. Otherwise, there is nothing much to study here. This is the end of P block chemistry. Finally, we are done. So again, P block chemistry, if you want to revise again, always start with periodicity lecture, periodicity notes. Get that strong and watch it couple of times. You don't have time to revise them close to the exam. We want to remember them as pattern based examples. All right. Okay. Thank you guys.